and gentlemen, I wish to present to you a man whose great learning and veneration for truth are only exceeded by his high moral character and his majestic presence. I refer in these vague general terms to myself. I consider introductions unnecessary, but if it's the custom to have them, then I prefer to do the act myself, so as I can rely on getting in all the facts. I was born modest, but it wore off. I'm reminded of Halley's Comet. Halley's Comet comes back to the Earth every 75 years, which is wonderful. Science cannot explain why it wants to do that after having had a good look at it. Well, after tonight, a great many people may be disappointed if it doesn't come right back and take me away again. I was once presented to an audience by a lawyer who kept his hands in his pockets. He introduced me as Mark Twain, a humorist who was really funny. A very rare creature indeed. Well, now, I was struck speechless by this complimentary thunderbolt. Scarcely in my lifetime had I heard a compliment more beautifully phrased, or so well deserved. But we had a much rarer creature in our midst than the humorist who was really funny. We had a lawyer who kept his hands in his own pockets. Oh, but I do like compliments. We all do. Now, the plan of the newspaper is good. If you can't get a compliment any other way, then pay yourself one. I do that often. I can do it right now. I can state at this moment that there are two men who are most remarkable. Kipling is one, and I am the other one. Between us, we cover all knowledge. He knows all that can be known, and I know the rest. Well, now, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you won't mind if I smoke. They used to tell me I'd shorten my life 10 years by smoking, but I didn't put any stock in that. They little knew the devotee they were wasting their words upon. They little knew how valueless I would consider or regard a decade which had no smoking in it. However, I do make it a point never to smoke when asleep. Not that I care for moderation myself, but I do it as an example to others. And to prove that I'm not a slave to the habit. I can give it up any time I want to. I've done it 1,000 times. I remember once I was confined in my bed for several days with the lumbago. And finally, the doctor looked at me one day and he said, "See here, my remedies haven't got a chance. Consider what they have to fight besides a lumbago. You smoke extravagantly. You eat all manner of foods that don't agree with each other's company. You drink 2 hot scotches every night, don't you?" I said, "Yes, I do. But I only drink them as a preventative of toothache." I never had the toothache. And I don't ever intend to have it. Well, he said, that's all right, but we can't make any progress that way. You've got to moderate these things. I said, I can't do it, doctor. Well, he said, why can't you? I said, why? Because I lack the willpower. I can cut them off entirely, but I can't moderate them. Well, he said that would answer. So I cut off all these things for 2 days and 2 nights. At the end of that time, my lumbago was discouraged and left me. I was a well man again. So I gave thanks and took to these delicacies again. A little later on, I had occasion to recommend this remedy to an elderly lady friend of mine. She had gone down and down to the point where medicines had no helpful effect on her. I told her I could cure her in a week. But I said she must give up smoking and drinking and eating and swearing. And by the end of the week, she'd be on her feet again. Well, now she said she couldn't give up smoking and drinking and swearing because she'd never done any of those things. So there it was. She'd neglected her habits. She was just a sinking ship.